financial decisions that support life today and set the foundation for generations. David Darlington, Russell Walton, and Cody Eiler bring decades of experience, and their dedicated team provides follow-through, answering questions, explaining next steps, and staying connected as life evolves. DWE Generations, a generational wealth planning firm. DWE Generations is a marketing name for individuals doing business as representatives of Northwestern Mutual. Visit generations.nm.com or call 402-483-7871 and ask for David, Russell, or Cody.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and we are very excited to announce our spring sales event happening now at Coppell. We have 0% financing or up to $13,000 off select GMC and Chevrolet inventory. You heard that right, 0%. Or $13,000 off select inventory. We'd love to see you at the store or check us out online at coppellcars.com. Folks, this is really confident buying and confident driving. Stock number C127238 and G1739777 with approved credit.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their Contact Us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Downtown Lincoln Foundation. Here is your host, Derek Pearson.
It is Monday, 11:03 in Lincoln. Monday, boom, to you all. Greatly appreciate it. Hopefully you had a spectacular week, Easter weekend. Did something good. We will spend time recapping the Huskers sports weekend. It was a great sports weekend. There's lots to talk about over the course of this thing. Of course, we appreciate your tolerance. The video stream, there's no power in the building. But for the folks that just joined, there's no power in the building. So we're kicking it old school with a generator and keeping things moving so that we can bring you content over the course of this day until the problem is fixed. It's a building problem. Not a ticket problem, but the ticket problem is based on the fact that there's no power. The mill had to close today while we fix this and while we wait and we effort to get things corrected and fixed along the way. So we appreciate you hanging out with us. 402-464-5685, the Starter Heyman text line. You want to be a part of what we're doing, and you do. Hit us up and we will include you in the conversation. Kind sir, Bach, kind sir.
Hello.
How the heck are you?
Hey, not too bad here. Obviously, it's been a good weekend for Husker sports, and here we are on championship day for basketball with a lot at stake for the Big Ten in UConn, respectively. And of course, we had the women's championship. So, championships being handed out feels like championships are kind of in the air here.
Yeah, interesting times. And got to spin around. You, sir, spent the weekend at Pinnacle Bank Arena at the Big Ten Men's Gymnastics Championships. What did you learn?
Well, that would be a long list because I'm not a gymnast. It was my first kind of gymnastics event. So, other than going to a gymnastics practice earlier this year, it was kind of taking it all in. So, I want to give a big shout out to Emma Spence, of course, Husker legendary gymnast herself, who was kind of helping me out along the way to kind of help me see what I was looking at. But like I said, with the championship type of stuff, that's why I kind of feel like it was in the air because I was there for it. Now, and Michigan did come up as they often do with the championship here in the Big Ten for the team event Friday. That doesn't mean Nebraska did not do poorly. They were number 2. So a good weekend there from the team events. Then individually, Nebraska had some guys go out there and win the whole thing. Nathan York is the Big Ten champion on parallel bar. Caden Clinton for Nebraska, by the way, second. So it came down to 2 Huskers on P-bar. That was absolutely great. And then Asher Cohen won on rings. And he's just a joy to watch. His senior leadership. The whole thing's a joy to watch. Everybody kind of gets excited. Going into the weekend, covering the press conference, Coach Chmelka was talking about how you'd be impressed if you come and watch. And he was absolutely right. With the amount of athleticism that was shown off by everybody, of course, but then also the Husker crowd being there. Just a very cool event, very awesome, and congrats to the Huskers that did come home champions, and all of them performed well.
To sit back in the space, right? That if I said to you, the thing that surprised you the most about the behind the scenes, what would that be?
I was a little I was surprised again. Kind of initial view on all this is just kind of the energy that's in the room. Ty Rodriguez, who does a show with us here on Sundays in the off season, is on the team, and he kind of explained it to me. But you have to go and see it live, right? And so, that kind of surprised me. Is just the support that you have for the teammates, the excitement when somebody finishes, and it's not all about getting the perfect routine or landing. I mean, because what they do is awfully impressive. If you mess a small part up, like we all know in any sport, you're gonna have mistakes along the way. But it is worth celebrating because of how much work they put into it to finally be able to finish it off. So that was very cool. I got as good a view as I could get. I was right behind the coach. Filming stuff.
You hear them talking, which is like a master's class.
Yeah,
to hear the coach's coach in live form at that level, that's got to be pretty amazing.
Yeah, very cool stuff. And unfortunately, the Big Ten championships, they rotate. There's 5 teams in the Big Ten, so it'll be a while before they come back. But I'd be very happy to go again if they do. And of course, there's other opportunities to go and see. But at the Big Ten championship level, obviously, it's a very cool introduction to the sport because the stakes were pretty high.
Yeah, no. The beauty of this, Bach, is that you are now credentialed, and so now you can go wherever it is next year. Right? I mean, it's a big part of why we do what we do, and I try to explain to folks. It's one thing to have an opinion. It's another thing to get experience and knowledge of from proximity, being up close to it. And there's a difference to hear people talk about it, and then to see it, have the energy. You get to see the disappointment that happens. You get to see the angst that happens before. And then you get to see the celebration when it goes the way they expect it to. So wherever it is next year, that would be my plan, is to make sure you're at next year's Big Ten event. And then, for nationals, because there'll be Huskers who go. I found out the difference between Big Ten and nationals, whether it's wrestling, baseball, whatever it is, it's a different world. It's a different planet. And I think it's important for us to tell some stories and be a part of it. So congratulations to you and Emma and who was Sarah?
Sarah, yes. Yeah, Sarah.
To
Luciani
come through
also helping.
and to help to provide content to provide some context to what we were seeing and hearing Pinnacle Bank Arena. It's always cool, and I just think it's another thing that the ticket can do. It's another sport. We will advance into another sport here soon. We will have full coverage of this Nebraska softball team as far as it goes. We will have the same coverage for Nebraska baseball. There are post-game shows now on the ticket. So for folks who support this sort of thing, that's what we want to do. I talked to Emma about doing post-gymnastics match coverage, and I think that's a thing that can be done as well. Speaking of, shout out to the women's tennis team, Herman. They played outdoors yesterday, Bach.
Oh, good.
They played outdoors yesterday, and it was originally scheduled for 10 o'clock, and for whatever reason, my body was just after Saturday, my body was not going to get up on time Sunday. But I made it down, and then as I was walking up, you could see this train of people leaving the indoor facility and coming outdoors. And I was like, and then I looked up, and there's a big master scoreboard that sits above the courts with all of the court scores on it, and it was on. And I was like, oh, they're coming outdoors. The sun's out, fun's out. Let's get it. And I have to say, Husker fans, listen, if you have not gone to see Nebraska tennis, if you have not been to the Dillon Tennis Center, go. If you haven't been to Hibner, go. But if you've been to Hibner, you've been at least to the same place as the tennis courts. But to see them active and activated, 6 courts side by side. There's 12 courts. So the men and women could both compete at the same time if they needed to. So they went 6 of the courts, big scoreboard, 6 matches going on. Of course, they were playing Penn State yesterday. The Huskers won the our own Rayako. Gotta help them get a point in the doubles. They take the doubles point, and then they battle in and take 3 of the next 5 singles matches to win the match 4-2 against Penn State. The men played indoors on Saturday in a brawl against Wisconsin. I think they played well, had opportunities, just didn't get it done. But they played well, and I think they like the direction and level. I mean, you always want to be better than any other result, but that's sort of the thing that happens. So it was that, and then crossed over softball yesterday. Again, a beautiful day. Penn State got up early, put up 2 in the top of the first, and then the Huskers battled out, found a way to get off the field in getting all of that done, and then they put up 7 runs in the first, and then figured out a way to grind to an 11-5 win, and walked across the pathway, went from the walkway over to baseball and watched them knock off Penn State as well. Big late inning production as well for them, both of those programs. The women, I mean, the ranking system has them currently ranked at second, or at least in a power poll. They're the second best team in the country. But no fear. Like they have this thing where they measure up well against the top teams in the country. That's good to know. They're currently projected as they're the highest ranked team in the Big Ten, with UCLA, Oregon, and others behind them. But it's good to know that that's where they are. And then the men are just doing their thing. The best Big Ten start that they've had ever. So, Bach, is this a surprise at how good this team is, or were there signs?
I mean, I think it's a surprise. I mean, I think it could be like obviously there's hope. It's kind of like basketball, right? Where there's reasons to believe, and there's certain different things that could project well. But to this level, I mean, it's been a long time since Nebraska baseball is in a position to host a regional. Isn't it, and that's their Big Ten baseball struggles. And when they joined the Big Ten, maybe Nebraska could take over. That was the hope, right? And it's happened here and there. Don't want to put down any of the past teams that have come up and won, especially tournament championships these last couple of years, but it hasn't been to this consistent of a level. And it is incredible to see if it can continue, right? I mean, because you go back to, I can't explain to anybody that wasn't there for the early 2000s College World Series, just the amount of fans that were there, the amount of excitement around Husker baseball. It's just kind of dwindled off. Not Husker fans will always support their team, but I miss those days. And I think that with this team playing as they are, we could be returning to that.
Yeah, that's sitting at 11-1 in the Big Ten, and that hasn't been done. There was an email that was sent out, an information sheet that was sent out, and at 11-1. Now this is a 26-6 baseball team. Bach, any recollection is where does this 26-6 start kind of land amongst elite Husker baseball teams in the past?
I think, and I was listening to the drive, so my stat is from AD.
Yeah.
But I think he said it was the best that they've done at least since this, start of the century, or tied there with it, or close there with it. So either first or second here in the last 25 years or so.
Impressive. And then on the other side of this, and again, let's a winning percentage of 813. 26-6, 11-1 in the Big Ten. Winning percentage of 917 in the Big Ten. You won 10 straight. There are 15 straight wins at home. 15-0 at home. That's quite the year. And then if you look at it, that's remarkable. That's basketball season epic, right? And then you look next to you, and they're the ladies, and the ladies are balling out at a 30-6 clip. That's a win percentage of 833, Brock. 833. That's what's the early Yankees. Is that the right? Also 11-1 in the Big Ten. They've won 5 straight as a streak, 12-1 at home, and impressive along the way that both programs have the opportunity. You talk about regional, super regional conversation.
Yeah.
And it's good to watch. It's good to watch the depth. I have to say, I like the way both of them play. They're both aggressive on the base pass. They're both smart defensively. And then they're both getting starting pitching and then closer work that is top level. Unger and what he's doing, listen, let's applaud. Come from nowhere. Again, not expected that he would have that kind of success, right? Did we have him as the closer?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right, like to watch the numbers, and then the versatility of the softball rotation, and then you could put Cannons in on the bump. She's in the circle yesterday, and by the way, you've got Jensen and Fromm just hanging out, chilling. So kudos. It just was a great week. It was a great Sunday. Early women's tennis, then softball, then baseball. It was a full day of Husker athletics. Wins everywhere. It was a great weekend. They also had a good night at the complex with the fight card there. The Stars were at home as well. So shout out to Rocky Russo and the Stars. It was just a really cool weekend to be a sports fan and just to see. There was some story in the women's game in the women's Final Four. We'll talk about the championship, then we'll go back to the Final Four. Bach, do you care enough about the women's championship game for you to say that the start time of it on a Easter Sunday matters?
I would think so. I really wouldn't put it on Easter if it was up to me, but
right. This is where I was, and it was the thing, right? So sometimes we have to go outside of our circle to get perspective.
Mhm.
And Becky goes, "Isn't it just weird that they play a championship on Easter?" And I thought, yeah, but if you weren't playing the championship, you'd actually play the Final Four. That used to be the old formula: was Final Four, women's Final Four on Sunday, and championship on Monday. It's kind of like the consolation thing we were talking about Friday. That again, it evolves, and sometimes the thing that matters most in it, right? You try to figure out what's in play, but there's nothing of conflict Sunday night. Like, what were you staying away from on Easter Sunday night, where Sunday afternoon, early Sunday was like most of the Easter things are early,
right?
Like, why would you do that?
Easter egg hunting.
Right. And the fact that one of the teams was a West Coast team. Like, you really just didn't. It's East Coast, West Coast, and you really didn't do anybody any favor.
Now, the only thing I would combat with all this is they're playing the men's championship on a Monday night at 8 p.m. So I'm not sure if they've ever gotten this right. It always has been a little bit odd. They do the same thing with football. I don't, of all the things that I can explain pretty well, those aren't the best. Unless the NFL is taking a day. But the NFL wasn't taking it, obviously, a day. Well, today or tomorrow or yesterday.
Yeah, it's just, and we deal with that, right? That the importance and priority and urgency of sports, and sometimes in the sports circle, it's a much bigger deal than outside of it, or at least not as big a deal as perceived outside of it. And I was, mid-afternoon, right? Mid-afternoon start.
Yeah.
Tip-off time. Would you be okay with a day off in between, or 2 days off? So would you be okay with, and there's another part to this I have to remember to get to, like, that if you played on Friday night, which still sets some people off because there's 2 games to get in on Friday night, which is not much different than the men doing it on the Thursday night. So, okay, fine. Would you move it to Sunday night? But if you always schedule it on Easter Sunday, now baseball says Easter is our time, so we're going to celebrate playing on Easter. Well, if baseball can play on Easter, if basketball can play on Easter, everybody can play on Easter, right? Like, fair?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? So there's that logic. But then here's the other side of it. What would your thoughts be on having both men's and women's Final Fours, 2 different locations, same day?
Yeah, I mean, it could be busy, but that's a championship day. It'd be kind of iconic to a degree, right?
Wouldn't that be a cool thing?
Oh,
What if you did, ready? What if you did the women's Final Four early Saturday, men's Final Four late Saturday, women's championship at 6, men's championship at 8?
Yeah, I'd like it. I don't see a problem there. Again, I think it would be, it kind of set the precedent of how important it is, right? This is our championship day.
You could make a thing of it, and you couldn't do it at the same place, which nor should you, and I'm okay with that. And it spreads thin, but again, you can't tell me it's spread thin when you just spread out over 32 different games the week before. Somehow you managed to make it work, and it would seem to me like it's a way to own the days.
As long as it's not on Easter Sunday, because then you're really spread thin there for a lot of people.
Well, I was trying to find justification for it. But yeah, it would suck. Yeah, Texas says, sucks for us, but really sucks for the East Coast. Yeah, I'm an East Coast kid, so I can tell you. But I would also say this. If you had the women's Final Four at 12 noon on Saturday, so 12 noon, 2:30, 5, or let's say 1, 3:30, 6, 8:30 for the game times on a Saturday, that at least gives some window for how this thing would work. right? You could just spread it out over the course of the day. It's not first thing in the morning, right? So it's not, goodness sakes. But you could also say, if it's a 6 o'clock Central Time, it's 7 o'clock Eastern Time. A 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock back-to-back championship Monday isn't the worst thing that happened. And now, all the extracurricular coverage would be bunched and crossed over, but so what, right? Every media partner has 2 outlets to use at least. ESPN, ABC has all of them. CBS and Paramount, right? You've partnered on all this stuff. So your ability to go and talk about these things doesn't change. But to me, it just seems like, what would you do in the ideal sense for the fans and the players? Like, you still have to consider the players. And what would you as a player want? As a coach, whatever the 2 days are, you don't care, right? We like the idea of the women having their own days and nights. But in this particular case, in this time of year, it's Easter. It's Easter. And remember that the women's tournament season starts the week before the men's. So in truth, you really could do all of the women's season the week before. You could have it so it ends before. If you started the week that the men's conference tournament starts. But that's a different conversation for a different segment. We'll go first break. Bach, we'll come back. We'll talk about Gino versus Dawn versus the world, what UCLA has done and what it means for the game itself. And then tonight's matchup and what it looks like. How did we get here? How did we get here to a Michigan UConn final? There are those that had that in the pool. So we'll talk about that and more when we come back to One-on-One.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Are you looking for a place to host company get-togethers, team meetings, or group events? Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln is the perfect place to host your gathering with private bays available to meet with clients while you swing the sticks and improve your game. Back 9 Golf offers traditional golf opportunities while also providing fun games and activities for non-traditional golfers on their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators. Learn about their corporate memberships today and gather your favorite groups together at Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln, just off of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to power your progress, so you can give everything you've got, all for just 1 cent down. Whether you want to get the most out of our best-in-class equipment or go all in with free fitness training, our trainers are ready to help you get stronger than ever before. Take your workout to the next level at Planet Fitness. Join the club today for 1 cent down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, April 10th. You ready? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See Club for details.
There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all the no-names, plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate.
Gentlemen, are you ready for something beyond the ordinary haircut? At Scissors and Scotch Lincoln, they blend your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. Sink into a comfy chair, unwind with a complimentary drink, and let their master barbers handle the rest. It's not just grooming, it's an experience. Whether you're prepping for a big meeting, needing to get cleaned up before family comes to town, or just need a little time to yourself, Scissors and Scotch Lincoln delivers sharp style every time. Book now at Scissors and Scotch in Lincoln, just south of 30th and Yankee Hill Road.
John just tried Runza's new Jammin' Bacon Cheeseburger with its sweet heat bacon jam, pepper jack cheese, bacon, and cream cheese.
Whoa, this burger's like totally
What?
you know, boom, 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 boom.
Not sure I'm getting it.
It's totally jammin'.
Ah, I see. Well, don't jam with your mouth full. Try the Jammin' Bacon Cheeseburger. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
April is Parkinson's Awareness Month, and guys, this is your reminder to take your health seriously. If you've noticed tremors, stiffness, or slower movement, don't ignore it. Parkinson's disease affects men more often, and early detection can make all the difference. This spring, take control. Get answers, take action. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they're helping you spring back into health with advanced technology and compassionate care. Because your health isn't something to put off. Advanced Medical Imaging. Your diagnosis, their priority.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Back to One-on-One with DP. Sponsored by the Downtown Lincoln Foundation on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back. And again, we appreciate folks participating with us. In the car, you don't notice any difference. But on the streams, you're just getting the graphic. There's no power in the building. It's the building problem. So as we effort to fix that and we are working off a generator. There's literally no power in the building, so we have enough generator juice to fuel the studio, but not the rest of the building. That is a different thing. Or even the mill. The mill's not open today. Waiting until we get it fixed. We should have it resolved today. But we appreciate the folks hanging out and the staff for being patient, professional, and all of those things along the way. For the Huskers, it's a week. I'll give the weekly calendar so you have some idea about what you can put eyes on. All those things in place. Golf, who we need to bring in, and there's a young man on the golf team that is exceptional and doing work who wants to be part of it, but I'll let him tell you his plans and his story on his time. But yeah, we'll dive into the men's golf game. The women's golf, of course, with Arden Lockheim and McKinley Bream. They are with the team in Napa, California. The Chevron Silverado Showdown They will be out there this week. That's Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday for them. Tuesday at Haymarket, it's Husker baseball. The Red Hot Husker baseball team takes on Kansas at 6 o'clock at Haymarket Field. Hopefully the weather holds out for you and is nice in this space. Thursday, track and field heads to Athens, Georgia for a weekend invitational. Men's tennis will travel to West Lafayette on Friday to take on the Purdue Boilermakers. Baseball will travel to Eugene, Oregon to take on the Ducks this weekend in a series. Husker softball will travel to Madison, Wisconsin to take on the Badgers in a weekend series. Then men's golf will then travel to Chapel Hill, North Carolina for the Tar Heel Intercollegiate. Soccer will play Iowa State at Hibner, 12 noon. So that's an opportunity to go see Charlie Wistrom and the squad take that on. And if if you're not catching her show, please do Wednesdays on the ticket as well. So lots going on for Husker athletics. Most of it good news and good results. So just a chance to shout that out. I like to take Mondays and just kind of recap the weekend and set the table for the week so folks know what's going on in Husker athletics, where the teams are, if you can attend an event or not. I'll find out about soccer and what the price of admission is for that. But they're pretty excited about their lineup and their group. With the men's Final Four happening, there's conference talk, and then there's the national picture. Bach, your thoughts on the play of the Big Ten and the representation of the Big Ten in the fun. So that Michigan finds its way through. There were several Big Ten teams. Illinois had a chance to advance. It could have been an all Big Ten final. That won't happen. Okay. There was some talk of postseason failure and struggles for the Big Ten. Has that dragon been slayed?
It needs to be slayed tonight, unfortunately. And now the Big Ten is always one of the top conferences in basketball. They just have not slayed the dragon, as you say. 0-8 since the year 2000 in these championship games is the Big Ten as a whole. And Michigan's been a part of that before. So it's interesting. You look at these teams, especially going into tonight, and it does, a lot of it for me is just, I'm Big Ten. I want to see this drought end. Is that Michigan, we think about our blue bloods, right? And UConn is kind of a new blood, but a blue blood because tonight they have a chance if they get a win to be third all time in national titles with 7. They've just done all of that since 1999. So again, kind of new blood, but blue blood now. But it's just kind of what's the difference between that? It can be a few games throughout your program's history. UConn is 6-0 in national title games. So they've taken advantage of every opportunity. Michigan is 1-6 in title games. If they had won just a few more of those, you would think of them more than just, Fab Five and certainly Glenn Rice's run when they did win a title, but you would think of them maybe as more of a blue blood school.
And that was a Romeo Robinson championship.
Okay. I'm a Glenn Rice guy myself, but fair enough.
I love Glenn Rice. I love Glenn Rice from heart. That was a joke that he and I would have when I was in Charlotte. I would bug him all the time. It's like, man, it was really good of you to support Romeo Robinson the way you did.
But the Big Ten's 0-8 in their life, and since the year they have not won a title since the year 2000. I don't think there's any question about whether the Big Ten again annually competes and puts teams up there as one of the best, but to actually be the best, that's kind of the last big hurdle for them.
Isn't that just again part of the weirdness of what fandom creates? Is you've been to 8 finals, like that would be in most cases. Well done. Well done. Nope, you suck. It's the whole Buffalo Bills. It's the whole Buffalo Bills thing, right? It doesn't matter how good you are, how great you are. You're not elite, pal. There's no the Eli Manning. Hey, you weren't great all the time. you had your moments, but bruh, really, it's the Giannis conversation. You had your year, but are you really, Joker? Listen, you did a thing once, but really, are you consistently the guy? Like, are you that guy all the time? Steph Curry.
Well, I think you can.
KD, hey, you're only one of the 10 greatest scorers ever, but
you can blame Tom Brady for that sort of stuff. Like, the guy just goes around and wins all the time.
With Husker sports, I'd laugh about it because it's you have opportunities. Wrestling, you're the top three program in the country. That's not easy to do. That's really not easy to do. Bowling, you're top 5 in the country consistently. And I don't care. You're that good at this level, at the highest level you can be currently, right? Because none of them can be higher until they can be higher. You can't be pro until you're done being an amateur. And you just go, my goodness gracious, you're so good. Volleyball, you had a 30-plus game win streak. And we've seen it. We're not moved by any of that. That's crazy. So we have to, as fans, we have to get a grip. We have to get a grip on this whole Big Ten, because there's no reason for the Big Ten to be better than that. It's 18 member institutions all working independently. They work together in business, but they work independent for success, for actual winning. Nobody is partnered in the winning. It is, hey, listen, we do business together all year round. This regular season stuff, this is us making money and doing business. This postseason stuff, forget you. And none affects the other. None of it. Now, we may knock off some people so that we make our friends' path easier, but if there were 2 Big Ten teams in it, the country would be split. If there's only one, the country's going to be split. And I don't know, Bach, who do you think the rest of the country is rooting for tonight? UConn or Michigan?
Ooh, outside of the Big Ten footprint.
Outside of the Big Ten vacuum, right? Because it is a vacuum. It consumes and creates its own. So what do you think?
I don't know, because I don't think, obviously Dan Hurley with his theatrics, we'll put it that way, doesn't some people might not like that.
He has his own fan base.
Yes.
Right. He has his own. UConn has a different fan base than Dan Hurley. Fair?
I think so.
Yeah.
And they've now crossed over a little bit. But I wonder too. So if we talk about new blood, blue blood thing, I don't know if UConn's like historically, do you hate them? Now they were good before they won the titles, the Ray Allens and stuff before, but is there hate for them?
Can we listen? I'm old enough to remember the bottom of the Big East UConn. Oh, when you were they were that team.
See, I'm not old enough for that. My whole experience has been UConn's on top.
Oh, bro. Listen, you have to go to Ray Allen. Do you know what year Ray Allen graduated from UConn? And how many years there was before in the Big East, before UConn got a win? Where we forget that Villanova used to be the Northeast team that people cared about, and then it was Syracuse. Right? And you get one team in the Great Northeast a year. Like it's either UConn, Villanova, Syracuse. Everybody else, Boston College pops up for a year, then they get smacked back down. Rutgers pops up for a year, they get smacked back down. But there's one team in that corridor, and that's it. That is it. And UConn happens to be it. Remember, UConn, Jim Calhoun and Jay Wright, that was a thing. Jay Wright literally flipped that whole region on its head and then had ownership. He dribbled it. And then he was like, I'm done. And UConn was like, thank you, sir. We will now be kings of the East. And we don't hate them. We're curious because what is the personality profile of UConn basketball? Men's basketball. Yeah, We don't have a brand. We don't have a personality style. It used to be the Jim Calhoun UConn Huskies. That doesn't exist anymore because he was gritty, gutty, and he had a little back alley in him too, right? Because he had to, because all the dudes around him were gangsters. All of the basketball gangsters were sitting around UConn teaching them. And if you're beat up by the bully for a long period of time, what happens, Bach? You become the bully. You learn how the bullies win. You like you sit back and say, hey, man, Nebraska's taking notes, right, on how people beat them up. You take notes and you go, okay, what happens to the lowest common denominator in sports is that you decide at some point that you're not going to beat me up the way you just did ever. You may be bigger than me, but you know what? That means I need to be quicker than you. You may be stronger than I am. Okay, I need to have more endurance than you. You hit me with the right hand. You're not knocking me out with the right hand again. Now, if you get me with the right foot, bravo, I'll adjust. That's what all of this is. And UConn, in their brand, figures out how you beat them before and will never allow you to beat them that way. That's the adjustment. That's the adjustment. That's also the adjustment that happened in the women's Final Four, because South Carolina said, UConn, this is how you beat me before. And I watch how you beat other people. You're not going to beat me that way. I'm going to take away the things that you do well. Then what happened? UCLA was in the lab the whole time. The whole time. They went in and said, Texas we got handled in the regular season. You're not going to beat me the way you beat me. And while Dawn Staley and the Gamecocks were looking at UConn, UCLA was looking at South Carolina. They were looking at the Bruins. The game evolves. That's how it evolves. Whatever version of Michigan is in play tonight, whatever version of UConn, there are some adjustments. X factors be damned. How healthy are you? How healthy are you? How healthy are you? That's the lead story for tonight's final. We'll finish up one-on-one, get you set up Adam Carricker when we come back.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I'm Dr. Jeremy Hosai, candidate for the University of Nebraska Board of Regents. Husker athletics has never been stronger. Let's champion the same mindset across our entire university: academics, research, and opportunity. As a neurosurgeon, former regent, and proud Husker, I'm running to stand up for NU's future, because this matters to my family and yours. On May 12th, vote Dr. Jeremy Hosai for regent, for our students, for our future, and for Nebraska.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models, from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for their members. Whether it's a range session to get accurate club distances, 18 holes with some buddies, or a one-on-one lesson with Back Nine's PGA teaching professional, their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators are there to help you lower your score in perfect conditions. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, the premier indoor golf experience.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their Contact Us page and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
Seems like just the other day I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
In communities like ours, local relationships still matter. At Insight Partners, we believe we are better together. That's why insurance agencies across the Midwest have joined Insight Partners to better serve local customers and communities with all their insurance needs. From personal to commercial or specialty insurance, your local Insight Partners team is here to help protect what matters most. Insight Partners, better together. Learn more at myInspartners.com.
Have you been looking for home technology upgrades but don't know where to turn? Online information can be contradicting and confusing. Lincoln's own experts at Diode Technologies can turn your living room into the place to watch your favorite sports. Whatever your vision is, Diode Tech is ready to make it a reality. From home theaters to outdoor entertainment spaces, they bring you along through the entire process to make sure you get exactly what you want. If you're ready to upgrade your entertainment space, visit Diode Tech online at diodetech.net or give them a call at 402-793-5124.
At DWE Generations, having a plan matters, especially when it comes to protecting what's most important. They work with individuals, families, and business owners to help make smart financial decisions that support life today and set the foundation for generations. David Darlington, Russell Walton, and Cody Eiler bring decades of experience, and their dedicated team provides follow-through, answering questions, explaining next steps, and staying connected as life evolves. DWE Generations, a generational wealth planning firm. DWE Generations is a marketing name for individuals doing business as representatives of Northwestern Mutual. Visit generations.nm.com or call 402-483-7871 and ask for David, Russell, or Cody.
Imagine if the people who work at your bank were neighbors who could help with a home loan.
Congratulations, you're approved.
Or friends who love to shop local.
Have a good one.
At UBT, who you work with matters just as much as what you're working toward.
Hey, thanks for helping.
That's why your money has more than a banker. It has people. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppo Chevrolet GMC, and we are very excited to announce our spring sales event happening now at Coppo. We have 0% financing or up to $13,000 off select GMC and Chevrolet inventory. You heard that right, 0%. Or $13,000 off select inventory. We'd love to see you at the store or check us out online at copplecars.com. Folks, this is really confident buying and confident driving. Stock number C127238 and G173977 with approved credit.
Back to One-on-One with DP. Sponsored by the Downtown Lincoln Foundation. on 93.7 The Ticket.
Oh, paint it! The road to WrestleMania. Paint your face! Husker face. Oh, boy. Bach, how do you spell warrior?
WARYER.
We need that. We need the Husker face thing. We need that to happen all across the space. Listen, shortly before we get into handing this thing over to Adam Carricker, couple of things in play for tonight. And Gingerbread Man says, "I hope they both lose." I asked the question. Like, who are you rooting for? But then, who is the rest of the country rooting for? Bach, who are you rooting for?
I'm rooting for Michigan. I actually like both these programs, so I'm not very much anti anything that happens tonight. But I'm rooting for Michigan to get the Big Ten championship in there.
Yeah, I mean, there are those people, right? And Big Ten loyalty. I know that it exists. Remember, I am not a natural born Big Ten fan, so I understand. I lost some of that fanaticism that I had for the ACC. One Maryland left to the evolution of the ACC has taken away some of the value in my mind. The connectivity, the Maryland to Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill triangle doesn't exist anymore. You extended it to Cleveland, to Clemson, and then you extended it down to Florida State. Not quite the same.
I was going to say, I used to make fun of the Big Ten for this stat when I was a Big 12 guy.
Right, like you go through, at some point, they come and get you for your own words, right?
Yeah.
There's a quote for you about you for everything. And that's what happened with the Big Ten. It happened in the ACC. It happened with the Pac-12. It happened with the Big 12. There's no commonality to it. You're connected in business, not in proximity or geography, and that is a whole other thing. The brotherhood aspect of it is gone. And sports, sadly so, because there was some – I don't know why we can't just be smart and say, from a business standpoint, it makes more sense for the fans, the athletes, the administrations themselves, for us to go back to regionalize, at least as a core in conference play. And then – but folks are like, no, we want to make all the money, and I need some of the Florida folks in my market. The Big Ten didn't need the DC market in its pocket. It didn't need to be Rutgers in New York City. It didn't need it because it doesn't really help them that way. It doesn't help them that way. Be regional, be purposeful, and then grow from there, expand from there, and then compete against each other. Go back. I like the old Southwest Conference and Southeast Conference. Have them separate and then meet. Decide, hey, we're going to beat up on each other later on for the greater good of money and prosperity. But folks don't listen. And there's no logic in what's going on in sports right now. We're just all kind of dangling in the wind. Anyway, I hope whoever you root for tonight wins. I don't have a preference. That's the reality. I get to watch this in full neutrality, and that should make it an interesting night. So there. And then shout out, Major League Baseball is getting some of it right. There is curiosity. There seems to be some – it'll end up being Yankees-Dodgers because that's where the money is, and sports tends to work that way. But they've made the beginning of the baseball season interesting, and I appreciate that. And then as well, Bach, full confession, the NBA had lost part of me. I got some of it back in a way that I didn't know. Steph Curry made me interested for another night. We missed you, Steph. Welcome back.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to power your progress, so you can give everything you've got, all for just 1 cent down. Whether you want to get the most out of our best-in-class equipment or go all in with free fitness training, our trainers are ready to help you get stronger than ever before. Take your workout to the next level at Planet Fitness. Join the club today for 1 cent down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, April 10th. You ready? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
In communities like ours, local relationships still matter. At Insight Partners, we believe we are better together. That's why insurance agencies across the Midwest have joined Insight Partners to better serve local customers and communities with all their insurance needs. From personal to commercial or specialty insurance, your local Insight Partners team is here to help protect what matters most. Insight Partners, better together. Learn more at myInspartners.com.
Are you